In here waiting. It's funny, sometimes it takes so long for the video to pop up on my phone so I can check the comments. Okay, let's see here. Still hasn't come on my phone yet. Sorry, you guys. There we go. Audio check. Excellent. So the audio is working. The video is live. And looks like Chris has joined us. Hey Chris, thanks for joining us. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's what's interesting is I went ahead and I did this Shadow Weaver review and I showed how cool she was and showed all the different Shadow Weavers, and somebody wrote back and said, hey, did you know Super 7 made more than one 5.5 Shadow Weaver? I'm like, no, they only made one, right? He goes, no, check it out. So I went online and I put a link down below in the description if you want to see it for yourself. And I went to Big Bad Toy Store. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen right here so you guys can take a look. And let me go ahead and zoom this up. And you can see here's the one Shadow Weaver. That is the Classics one. That's not the one we're talking about. But right here is the 5.5 one. If you take a look, you can see that her arms are kind of spread open, like she's holding her arms open, and you can see it's actually ball jointed up there in the corner. Let me go ahead and just open this up so we can get a good look, and you can see the ball joints right there. It's like, wait a minute, she doesn't have ball joints; they're just swing arms, not ball joints. So I was kind of confused of why in the world is it like that, right? And so I saw some on eBay, and they had the same thing. They had the ball joints also. So I asked the guy on eBay, hey, send me a picture. I want to see what it looks like. Well, he didn't. So I decided to order another one on Big Bad Toy Store. And I did, and no ball joints. And I noticed the guy on eBay had the exact same pictures as Big Bad Toy Store. So this is probably the prototype, not the released figure. And for some reason, they went away from the cool swivel arms and ended up just giving us standard swing arm on there as well. So I tried. I noticed there's no cape on here either. But for some reason, it just looks that way because it's the prototype. But unfortunately, it is just the prototype we see all the time. They'll show prototypes of figures instead of the real one. So let me give you an example. Let's type in He-Man, for instance. He-Man. And if you check out He-Man, search, and let's see, looking for the Origins He-Man. I probably should have typed in Origins first. Okay, let's do this again. Master Universe Origins, He-Man, and here he is. Da-dink. So you take a look at this He-Man right here, and he's got the wrong sword. This is the sword that was released with the special 2-pack, not the one you get when you buy the figure. And so if you take a look, you can see that they actually used the 2-pack one to sell the singles. So instead of the right sword with the hilt on it and the flat on one side and everything else, they actually have the sword that's from the 2-pack. And the battle axe is also the wrong battle axe because the one the 2-pack has the silver paint. The one that comes singles has just gray. So again, this was their prototype. And take a look right here. Right there in his boot is a little slit. And that slit is for the knife, which was only sold with a 2-pack. So they kind of tricked us. They showed us the 2-pack He-Man for the singles. And I kept hoping I could get this He-Man right here shown. In fact, even in the package, they have the prototype, not the one we actually got. So it's kind of stinky they do that, but that's all it is it's a prototype of the figure, not the actual real one you're going to get. So, and they do that a lot with a lot of action figures. They show prototypes instead of the real ones. So, unfortunately, they only made one. I was really excited to hopefully get one that has the shoulder piece that rotates out, but I didn't, and they don't. The good news is, because I got another one, maybe her waist might not be twisted weird, because one has kind of a, isn't quite lined up right. You know, she does have the power punch. That way she can backhand people. So, there's only one, and I've bought one to prove that there was just one. You need to take a look. Even in the back, it shows her arms kind of separated. If you look really close, it looks like that might even be a ball joint right there on top of it. Anyway, so that's that. So I want to show you guys a quick little video, and maybe you might be getting tired of seeing this, but I am so excited. I went downstairs in my garage, and I went and videotaped my printer of where it's at right now, printing the dungeon, and you can see how it's printing the dungeon right there on my phone, and that's gonna be so cool. I cannot wait until it's done. And so you can see right now in that spot, it's printing part of there's the window right there. It's gonna be on there, and oh, it's so cool, so cool. There's the inside of it. This thing's gonna be massively huge. I cannot wait till it's done. The bad news is I can't get any more green. This might be the only green one I make, so we'll see. Oh, today's just kind of more of a Sunday review of what's been going on. I haven't made a video for a while there, James. So I thought I'd just go ahead and make a review. So where it's at right now printing, let's see. Oh, let me go ahead. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the 5th row of bricks. So you can see right here on the mini one I made. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right here. It still has half of this one to go and the rest of this before it's done. So it's getting pretty close. We're right up there. So eventually we'll make it all the way to the top, and that'll be cool. All right, let me go back to you guys' comments and see what we got going on here. Yeah, the vintage line of Super 7 is really cool. Hey, welcome from Chile. Thanks for joining us. So, let's see. I have decided that Origins, as cool as they are, don't get me wrong, you guys know that I love my Origins figures. It is just getting too crowded in my hobby room. So I have decided that I am going to probably be putting a lot of my Origins up for sale. And the first one up for sale is going to be my 2000X He-Man. I'll probably put him up this Thursday. So look for him on my eBay. And it'll be this one right here. So he will be going up on Thursday. Oh, hold your battle axe, man. And there he is. So for those of you either wanted to get this guy, here will be your one chance. I'm only making one, this one right here. And I'll also be selling some of my other Origins as well. It's just getting too crowded in my hobby room, so I need to make room for more stuff like the Thundercats, because they match classics. And so Origins has to go. Now I am going to save some Origins, my top 11, and Panther, and Battle Cat, and a couple other cool ones. Besides that, I'll probably keep a total of probably 15 of the figures, and that'll be it. Just so my grandkids have something to play with when I pull out my classics, and they can still have fun too. So I'll be selling my customs, like I was saying. My duplicates I'll be selling. I got lots still in the package, and so I bought a bunch of boxes so I can start selling those too. So what I'll do is I'll start the bid at $1 for each one, and we'll just see where the market drives it. I know some probably will go for less than they do on Walmart because they're still available, and others will probably go for more. So we'll just see how it goes. And some of you guys might get some good deals on some action figures. So that's pretty cool, right? All right, let's see. I need his weapons. Oh, yep. Now it's funny. Oh, I don't have it anymore. I took it in the other room. I was going to show you guys. I bought some extra He-Man figures just for the weapons so that I would have them. So that's kind of funny. Anyway, let's see your other questions. You should do a hobby room tour, not live. Just some cool B-roll. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Maybe you can put it at the beginning of the actual videos of some of the things I do. Be a great idea. I am working on one more head. I already got the base coat on it. There it is right there. And then I'll eventually be painting the rest of the head later on. And you can see this one started out as clear blue. And so probably in a week or so, I'm putting another head up for sale for those that missed out on the first two. So that will be coming soon. And if you cannot wait, I do have them on my Shapeways. If you go to he-bro.com, you can buy it on Shapeways. Shapeways is so expensive though. It's crazy. For an unpainted head, you're looking at pretty close to, I think, like $30 by the time you pay shipping and stuff. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, a collector's museum. Yep, that'd be pretty cool. See, and you want by Masterverse now or not? So, I'm not sure about the Masterverse. I'm gonna look at them and see what I think. I mean, at first I was really excited about it because they're the same size as classics, but I'll look at them in the store and decide at that point. I might buy some to review and maybe sell them later. I'll check it out and see. But something cool that I got. Oh, okay. Sludge Master, please look away. I got some Girl Scout cookies. Oh, I know it's not the best thing for my exercise plan, but man, I take that powdered peanut butter and I mix it with some water, and then I dip the cookies in there, and so good. Anyway, support your Girl Scouts. All right, let's see. It would be cool, James, to start a collector's museum and a gym. Well, the Faker from Origins have the classic head. I'm guessing when they release Faker, it's going to have the same head that our original, this one right here, had. I don't think they're going to go much different than that unless they release an ultimate Faker, like a Battle Armor Faker, which has more heads. But I'm guessing they're going to use this head. This is their new He-Man head. And I know when the other figures came out from classics and stuff, and they pretty much did the same thing for a long time. They're really stuck on the base releases all having the particular head that they use for their marketing. So I'm guessing they might have special packages later on, maybe for Faker, that might include the other heads. But when Faker comes out, I can probably almost guarantee you they're going to give him this head but blue. All right. So, just to show you how big that dungeon is going to be, I know most of you guys have already seen this. Here is the floor of the first dungeon I started printing before my printer broke. And you can just see how mammoth this is going to be. It is going to be huge. It's going to be almost like a whole separate room by itself. I cannot wait for it to be finished. Yeah, the Faker will be cool. Hey, thanks for joining us from Ecuador. Yeah, you ate Cheetos tonight. Come on, Sledge Master. No Cheetos. Just don't get the powder all over your weights, man, or all over your arm braces. All right, so sorry it's short and sweet, you guys. That's all I have. This person still has not paid yet for this, so this one might be up for grabs on eBay. It's all painted and ready to go. This might be my last one that I'm ever going to make. I'm not sure. It takes a really toll on the printer to print this. In fact, it ruined my LCD screens making these because they're so huge. It takes up the whole entire LCD printer. So this may be the last one. And if she doesn't buy it, she doesn't pay for it, then I'll go ahead and throw it on eBay and give one of you guys a chance to get this extender piece, which is for the slime pits. But this will be probably the last one. I'm guessing I might try to print it on this kind of material and see how it works, but probably not. This will probably be This is probably the one. Hopefully she pays in a couple days. If not, then you guys will get a chance. And again, like always, I'll start the bid at $1 and see who wants to get it. Yeah, the dungeon will be awesome. I did order some silver. Oh, you know what? Let me just show you. Since you guys are all here and you're watching, let me pull you up something on my computer screen. And there we go. Blender. And let me go ahead and turn off this light so you guys can see that better. And let's see. File, open recent, Dungeon 45. Don't save. So what I did was I decided to go ahead and put He-Man next to it so you guys can see the size comparison difference. So you can see He-Man standing there right next to the dungeon. So this is the Classics He-Man. So he'll be about that tall on it. You can stick him inside there and see how it looks. Boop. Let's just stick him inside the dungeon there. And slide him right back. And you can see him from the top view, how it looks when he's inside there. Let me out. So there he is. And so, of course, like I was saying before, the figures are shorter than the door is shorter than the figures. So the figures have to actually squat to get in. But it's a dungeon, you know. Then, of course, there's the window right there, too. So you guys can get an idea of how it's going to look once it's all done. It's going to be so cool. I ordered some silver plastic to print this and this. I'm going to print the skull, hopefully in green, if I have some green left. And there it is. So you can just see how mammoth this thing's going to be. So fun, fun, fun. I cannot wait to see how it's all going to look once it's all done. Just put He-Man back here next to it. Let's see. The questions are... Giveaway contest. That's a good idea. I've done that in the past before. I'm not going to do a giveaway contest for this, unfortunately, because it just costs way too much. But maybe for some of the Origins figures, I might do a giveaway contest. I have a bunch that are just sitting under my table and I'm just going to get rid of. So I may do some giveaways for the Origins. That's a good idea. I'm really close to 20,000 subscribers. Maybe I'll release a giveaway once I hit my 20,000 mark. I got 105 more subscribers to go. And I'll probably just do it by shares. If people share my channel or my videos, and I'll tell you which ones to share, then I'll put you in the drawing for every time you share it. That's probably how I end up doing it. Yep, and I did decide the first dungeon I make, after I get it all cleaned up perfect, I am going to sell the first one. So you guys will have a crack at getting the first one I make, because they take so long to do. It's just like a lot of things that I do. Usually the last one is the one I keep. And so more than likely with the dungeon, it'll probably be the very last one that I make will be the one that I keep. That was like these. I was going to keep the last one, but this is the last one because I'm not going to put my printer through all those torture tests anymore. I'm trying to make it work. But, all right. So I think that's all I have. Let's see if you guys have any questions you guys have. I hope Snake Mountain comes out. That'll be cool. I am still also getting the Origins Castle Grayskull for my grandkids to play with too while they're here. Let's see. For customs today, I put the hands of a Marvel Legend Cannonball in a She-Ra body. And it worked and it looked good with more articulation. That is a great idea. I wonder if I still have some Cannonball figures sitting around. Do you think they'll make a Classics Eternia set? You know, I don't know if they will or not. That's a huge, huge undertaking. I guess it depends on how well Castle Grayskull sells and how that all works. Yeah, if they make an Origins Eternia, I'm going to have to get it and figure out a way to ramp it up bigger for Classics. So it won't be bigger this way, but maybe this way. So I'll have to figure something out to make the floors bigger somehow. All right, well, that is all that I have. I know I keep saying that, and I keep talking. Let's see. Final chance for questions. I remember that Christmas in '85 when I got Snake Mountain. It was the happiest. I was the happiest kid in the world. Did you play? I bet you had fun at the microphone too, huh? And that microphone's so cool. I think once the Masterverse line comes out, the Origins line may be finished. You know, Chris, I don't think so. I don't think that the Masterverse is going to be that spectacular from what I've seen. I mean, Evil Lyn looks okay. He-Man looks okay. Skeletor looks pretty cool. I'm just thinking, you know, the Origins are great. I mean, the kids love them. I mean, they're so cool. Especially out of bicep cut. Other than that, they're pretty good figures. And the interchangeability to make customs it's got some really cool stuff. I mean, I've seen some really cool figures with parts mixed online of different arms and legs and everything else. I think the origins are going to be around for a while, just because kids like them, you know, and I could see that. And they're so nostalgic too for all of us adults, and they're inexpensive. Any tips for restoring old He-Man figures like legs and paint? Harvey, I'm glad you asked. I actually do have videos on how to repair the legs. One thing I would suggest fixing the legs of figures. I have found though that when I try to paint figures, they look really good at first, and I found that sometimes the plastic will have seepage and will cause the paint to go bad. So I'm still looking for some good paints. Um, some paints I like to use are these right here. These are good ones right here. They're Valo, or however you pronounce it, and they're pretty good paints. These are the ones I use for my rose figuring, my rose videos. I also use it a lot of times on faces of action figures too, and they also make some great washes as well. So I use these washes all the time on everything. In fact, just for this, I use the black wash on there for the black. That's how I got the black on there. It's actually this paint right here. Ta-da! And so these do work really well. These inks are so cool. They make things darker. So you can't make things lighter with the inks. You can make things darker. So like I've used it to customize figures. Like when I made my Mumra, I had to make the face a little different color. So I just added more blue to it, just with the ink, and it changed the color enough that it ended up matching his body then. And just little things like that. Or like if your tint's just off a little bit, you just add some of that ink to it, and it just puts a little wash over the top and just slightly changes the color. And it's a great way to just slightly change the color. The more you add, the darker it gets. So you have to be careful with it. And then again, like these ones right here, they work really well too. And then, of course, you got to get the right paintbrushes. Let me get my paintbrushes out of here. And so I like to use these paintbrushes right here. And they are just like super itty bitty small. They come in different styles and types, and you can just do some nice little detail work with these. And so those work really well as well. And like you guys know, those that watch my videos, the angled brushes are my favorites. So these angled brushes right here work really great as well. Where I get the paint is just I go to Amazon, just to order on Amazon. That's the easiest way. All right, so yep, here's one of my small angled brushes. But the angled ones work really good because they have a slight angle to them, and so the angle, the little point on it, allows you to get to the detail, or you can do it flat to get in the areas as well. So those brushes work great for that. And then of course for big stuff, I got the big angled brushes as well, and these work great. Just as a dry brush over the top of it. So a lot of times after I paint a surface, I'll just take and just dry brush it afterwards, just to take off any extra paint that might have gotten thick on there that I didn't want to get thick on there. So these work great for getting off the globs that you may have left behind accidentally. All right, I think that is pretty much it. I know I said that now, it's about my 8th time saying that. Let's see if you guys have any questions. I know about the brushes because I do oil painting. Oh, cool. Looking back, besides the mic, there wasn't much to do inside Snake Mountain. Yeah, Snake Mountain was pretty boring and pretty empty. So I used to add floors to mine, and I made my first throne I made for it was my sister got a stereo. It had these speakers in it. In the corner of all the boxes, it had these foam blocks that had squares cut out of them. So they were like a square with a square cut out of it. And what I'd do is I'd take 2 of those blocks and put them together, and then it would make a throne seat for Skeletor to sit. And then I'd take Skeletor and put him in there. When I was really young, I didn't have any of the castles. And so I used to actually tell like my dining room table was Snake Mountain, and I'd put the chair or his throne up on one of the chairs under the table, so it was up higher, and then the bad guys would come underneath and look up to the chair where Skeletor was sitting on his throne. And then one of the bedrooms was Castle Grayskull, and I'd put a piece of cardboard across the door and make a a castle door in between there, so the whole entire bedroom was Castle Grayskull. So that was kind of what I used to do as a kid, because I didn't have Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain when I was younger. I didn't actually get it as an adult. Oh, nice. That's good to know, Sledge Master. You do all kinds of medium. Sometimes I should show you more of your work. I seen your swords; those were great. Yes, the outside was more interesting. Snake Mountain was mostly to play with on the outside, and as you guys remember, when I showed you before in that book, that it was really originally made to be a jungle playset. So there you go. And for those that don't, let me go grab the book really quick while you guys look at Cringer, and I'll be right back with that book. Okay, I'm back. Nothing worse than dead air, right? So let's go ahead and take a look inside the Power and Honor Foundation Catalog Volume 1, which they only made one volume of. And let's go ahead and find the play sets. Here they are. And there is the original. Let me aim this up a little bit so I don't ruin my book trying to shove it down there. Boop. There's the original Snake Mountain right there, and you can see there was supposed to be some giant jungle playset. There it is. And that hole we have in Snake Mountain is supposed to be where a boulder goes, and that's why they have that hole there, which is kind of funny. You can see the snake coming out in the top, and this side is definitely Snake Mountain. But this side over here is not Snake Mountain. This was the other piece they had originally, and then this was the other side of Snake Mountain we eventually got. So they kind of put those two together, whoop, whoop, and you have your Snake Mountain. This would have been a fun set. Like they got a little cave up here, you can see, and they have just all kinds of cool stuff. The waterfall, which is funny, when I first saw this, and then I didn't see it for a while, I imagined the waterfall was right here in the middle, which makes sense to have it right where the bridge is, a waterfall right there, like we do now with the lava one. It was actually way over here. So there was the cool playset, and you can see there's actually figures in there. This was actually not produced for production, but it had a prototype. So there you go. Let's see if we came back live. Hey, we did. Okay. So this would have been so cool. It was actually a basement for Castle Grayskull, and you put Castle Grayskull on top. And then this would sit underneath the playset as a dungeon for Castle Grayskull. It's like, oh, or not really a dungeon, but a bottom floor. This was the dungeon for Castle Grayskull here. But yeah, I mean, this playset is really cool. The giant dragon. There's his tail and there's his head, and he could swallow figures, and this hand would shoot up. And when you push the figure through, it would pop in a different spot. And it had little hidden features and all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, they had some really cool playsets planned. This right here is one of my favorite play sets that they had planned. It actually was made to hang on a wall or a doorknob. And two different guys designed these. And so this was Roger Sweet that designed this one. I believe Ted Mayer designed this one. Yeah. And so you can see the style difference between them. But it was the same thing. You had a platform. You have some cool wench over here. You got a gun. He had a cool swinging thing on top. And this one right here gets the platform, the wench, the radar dish, the gun. But this one's more simplified looking and more Castle Grayskull looking. And the playability of having something to hang on the wall, that's just so cool. So there you go. There's those designs. I have to admit, this one would be easier to create, but this one is kind of cooler. But I have contemplated about trying to make this as one of the things in the future or something like it. So we'll see. But yeah, they just have some really cool things. And you can see here's probably the beginning of the horde. So you can kind of see there how that was. Instead of this purple or green monster here, they had the puppet. There's the tree. There's the jail cell. So you can kind of see how kind of some of the different playsets were. This is a fun one too. This little car would go on this track right here, and it had obstacles along the way. So just some great, really cool Look, there's the beginning of Eternia. Eternia! Anyway, I'll stop showing you guys the book. You're probably getting bored. Going, man, why is this guy just going through this book this whole entire time? I can see because people are dropping. My numbers have gone down since I pulled the book out, even though I find it so cool. Anyway, really, this is it. I am done. I have talked enough. I cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be so cool. And hopefully it'll be done, hopefully by next weekend. And then I'll be sticking it on eBay. Starting bid will be $1. And we'll see how high the dungeon goes for. That'll be kind of fun. All right, you guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And once I hit my 20,000 subscribers, I'll probably have some kind of giveaway for an Origins figure. You guys can thank Sledge Master for that. He's kind of bending my arm back. Oh, okay, I'll do a giveaway. And so that'll be cool. All right. Thanks, you guys. Do you think Real Blast is based on Chuck Norris? That's funny. That is kind of funny. I wonder about that. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you guys later on in the week. Bye now.